What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Powell going deep, and it's caught in the end zone for a touchdown by Xavier Diaz. A great throw, Diaz wide open.
.32-yarder here, well within his range.
Ball snap, spotted, kick is up, and it is down the middle.
Good by Plenty.
It looks like it's going to be short. Stretch that, baby. There we go. Give it a good pull. And Vineland's defense. Oh, no.
What? That was a little suspect there.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Guzman's Gridiron, presented by the Red and Gray Gridiron Group and Underground Sports Philadelphia. Kyle Bennett here, along with the namesake of the show, coming off of the first win here in 2025. Coach Jose Guzman joining me each and every week. Coach, a win is in the books. You're still so excited. I got to lower your mic for you because I know you were celebrating that win on Friday and jumping up and down with how electric that 49-6 victory against Clearview was.
Sorry about that. First and foremost.
That's just excitement, okay? The first win means the most.
But I'll tell you what, man. Honestly, I can't be, more proud of them of my boys, man. They're great kids. They achieved the task at hand was to get this W and do it in a way that, we made sure that. This game was going to be ours and was going to go into the win column. They did everything that we asked. All three phases of the game were pretty spotless. They executed on all three phases, so we're really proud of our boys and proud of the coaching staff.
We're going to get into all of that, but before we do, make sure you guys are following Vineland Football on social media to keep up to date with everything going on throughout this season and beyond. Subscribe to Guzman's Gridiron wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you consume your audio podcasts. And if you want to watch the show each and every week, it is available on the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Every game day eve, it premieres live like it's a brand new episode of TV, and then it's available to consume once the premiere comes to a close, always on the channel. There's a playlist that you can watch every episode on as well, so be sure to subscribe there. Click the bell icon so you know when new episodes are available for the premiere, and obviously just available to watch once the premiere concludes. But like we mentioned, Coach, 49-6, all three phases, damn near flawless. Let's start with the phase that just a few weeks ago we were kind of just, trying to find their way, and it was building. What a performance by the special teams.
Yes. Again, you have the legs of Coach Henry Garten. You got Coach Ray Fitt and Coach, Ryan Shelton, all contributing to a happy ending there as far as, us going ahead and executing and executing at a high level at that. So just proud of them guys, man. They get the best out of our kids. They're always there for our kids. Our kids know that they can count on them to be there and to coach them up. And, What's that? What else is left to say about that?
I think one thing to say about it is George Figueroa III likes to return kicks. He's loving this new role on kick return, punt return, 2 punt returns for touchdowns on Friday. Just incredible. 2 weeks off of an ankle injury, a foot injury, what have you. And, you know, we saw glimpses against Pennsauken, good field position on the kick returns. Now finds lanes. Everybody's, you know, picking up key blocks for him, and he brings 2 to the house on punt returns, which is, for everyone at home, that is not easy to do no matter what level of football you play at. I know the NFL players make it look real easy, real nonchalant. It's difficult to return a punt to the house, and George 100%. Did it twice.
I think George wound up with 4, didn't he?
He had a pick 6, and I think he had an offensive touchdown too.
I mean, listen, and I pulled him to the side. There's a sidebar though. I pulled him to the side and I told him, listen, I made Kaidyn our player of the game. I hope you're not mad at me. He was like, Coach, I'm not mad at you, but I did score for you. I was like, I understand, I know, but you know, we'll talk more about Kaidyn later. But as far as Georgie's concerned, I mean, he has upped the bar. You know, he takes care of his body. He does all the little things. He always makes sure he goes and sees TD and Miss Dara, gets therapy when need be, and he shined like a bright star, man, on this last game on Friday over there at Clearview, man. It was just really nice to see him come out of his shell and actually contribute the way he did. Just an excellent game all the way around.
100%. We'll talk more about Georgie because he did get a first in this show's history, along with a few other of his teammates, which were a big-time first for our homegrown players of the week. But I think piggybacking off of that, offensively, Elijah had his best game of the season, and I don't think it's particularly close.
No. Elijah was locked in. You know, he was delivering that football in such a way that it was making it easy for our receivers to go ahead and catch the ball. You know, our running backs, the tight end. I mean, he was spreading the ball around, you know, and distributing the way he should. He was locking in on his keys on the defensive side. And letting the ball go, letting it go with confidence, as he's taught by Coach Ray Fitton. So, you know, it's kudos to him, man, for studying film, doing what he has to do, you know, during that week before the game, getting mentally prepared, you know, structuring all his time so that he can go ahead and ultimately have the performance that he did. And it was a grade A+ performance, period.
And people forget Elijah is 15 years old, and doing the things we saw on Friday was nothing short of spectacular. And like you said, he was throwing the ball with confidence, and I think that showcased itself more than anything. Was like he was confident in his decision making, in the throws he was making, in his receivers, and that really came across in the way that you guys played on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, it opened up a lot for other people. And like I said, because of him spreading the ball around, you know, the Clearview players didn't really have a handle on who's his primary target. Well, his primary target's all the guys. You know, he has no real favorite target. If you get open and he's going through his reads and he sees you open, he's going to fire the ball with confidence, and that's what he was doing.
And speaking of firing with confidence, first play on offense resulted in a touchdown.
Right.
Take me through that route that Zyleek runs and just absolutely torches his man with confidence, knew that he had him beat off the line of scrimmage, and just a perfectly placed football, perfectly run route. And when you guys score on the first play on offense, what's kind of the discussion on the sideline amongst you guys as coaches, seeing that execution kind of finally come to fruition and being like, oh, we might have one of those nights tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what. Zyleek Travis is an absolute quality, you know, kid on and off the field. He's one of the great ones, man. He saw that they were playing press man on the outside on him, and you know, he trusted not only his preparation, but he trusted in that, you know, his quarterback's going to see him, you know, get that separation on his defender, and you know, Elijah just delivered a phenomenal ball, and Zyleek was already in the end zone before you know it.
Literally.
I mean, he was gone, man.
I was getting ready to say what yard line he was at, and he was already beyond it by the time the ball fell in his hands.
he was ecstatic, and that, that gave the kids a lot of juice.
It set the tone, really, for just how the night was going to go.
Absolutely did. And kudos to that man. He's having a phenomenal year, Zylik.
And it wasn't his only one.
No.
While that touchdown was impressive, I think the screen pass touchdown that he scored on was just as, if not more impressive, because it was more of a lower thrown ball.
Right.
It wasn't a perfectly placed ball, and I think Elijah would say, it slipped away from me a little bit, but Zylik was able to get under it, and the way you see him kind of like catch that ball and corral it was impressive with the body control.
Right.
And then being able to just turn up field after that, because again, you don't realize how difficult catching a screen pass and turning up field is unless you've done it. And the way that he just, found that open lane to run on that screen pass, that to me was like a huge moment for the offense, where it was like, oh, we're opening up the playbook a little bit here. We're getting a little more crafty, a little more confident in what we're able to call on offense. What were discussions as, the offense just kept progressing between you and Coach Fitt and Coach Shelton, and just seeing the offense play the way that they were as the night progressed?
Well, I'll tell you what, kudos to the O-line. Coach Sam, he's doing an excellent job with our guys.
They were
man.
great.
Excellent job with our guys. He's a fundamentals guy, and he does an absolute excellent job with our kids. So kudos to him. Kudos to what he's doing. Kudos to our linemen. We have guys that are literally, they're hurting. They're hurt. Some guys stepped up in spots, and they were managing that gameplay really well up front. As for that play, Zylik he's a player. He is a player, period. He adjusted extremely well to the low thrown pass. Elijah would, if he was with us right now, it wasn't a perfect pass. However, we always say, if that ball is within your vicinity, you better do your
play.
end. I always tell the receivers and all the offensive participants that are skill guys, I tell them, make our quarterback right.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, I mean, if the ball's a little low but it was thrown in your vicinity, you better catch the ball. If it was a little high, you better catch the ball. If it's within reach, catch the football. Do your job. The quarterback got it within that area. It's not going to be perfect every time, okay? You do your job, and that is to catch the football first and foremost, and if we can get some, yards after catch, some yak yardage after, great. But catch the football, which Travis does. And not only does he do that, he manages to corral the ball, get his head looking upfield, finding a seam, and taking that seam to the house. I mean, the kid is just – he's a player, man, and he's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? He's
hungry.
And
he was hydrated.
Yeah, he was hydrated.
That is what we call a callback if you watched last week's episode.
Yes, he was hydrated. And what worked in our favor as well was the weather was absolutely gorgeous. It was a gorgeous, nice, cool night. It worked for both teams. You didn't really see I don't think anyone on either side cramped up.
No.
So it was just a gorgeous night. And, again, Travis, he's a heck of a player, man, and he's just going to keep doing these things. We see it in practice every day. It's nothing new. So it's like when we see it in the game, it's like, well, he did do that last practice on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
he did do that. I mean, so kudos to Zylik. He's having a phenomenal year.
And, we talked last week, and we brought it up as one of our key points on the broadcast, with Aiden out last week, who was going to step up. Number 2 just keeps doing number 2 things.
Carlton.
C.J. Thomas, man. He and Quayshawn Davis were fantastic on defense.
Yes, they were.
We brought up the key to the game, like who's going to step up, and the very first defensive play, boom, CJ's in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just clockwork. Like this tells me CJ's watching the show. Thank you for the support.
Right.
And it's just he has been dialed in ever since, Georgie suffered his injury.
Right.
CJ steps in at running back. And then he's like, I got to go back to work on defense.
Yes.
And I feel like that's just stepped his play up that much more, where it's like, hey, I got to empty the tank on both sides of the field now.
And you know what? That kid is an absolute selfless player. He, he steps up for his guys. He knows, for instance, Omar was down. Georgie was down at one point. Well, guys, I got you, man. I'll go ahead and I'll do my best for the team. Goes in there, fills in, does a phenomenal job for both of them guys. Aiden falls, right? He has an injury there that I wish, in his knee that I wish wasn't there, so he can get back on the field as soon as possible. I want to see that kid finish his senior year playing. What happens? Aiden, no worries. I got you. The kid is a player, man. And he's not even scratched the surface.
And we said it too, like CJ going out and playing the way that he is. Aiden's thrilled for him.
100%. That kid is, listen, I'll tell you something about Aiden. He has juice even in a cat. He'll have that knee brace on, and he has more juice than the whole sidelines put together. I mean, the kid is just – he's a football player, Aiden Barriento. He's a football player. He's contagious in how he juices up the locker room. He's just a player's player, man. He is an absolute player's player, and I can't wait to get him back on the field. And he definitely can't wait to get back on. He always not, Coach. I can I can go ahead and just suit up you quietly. Nobody will know. I'm like, I put a different number on, Coach. No, Aiden, I can't do that to you, my brother. I got to make sure that your health is of utmost concern. And when you get cleared by the doctors and you get cleared by TD and Dara, absolutely, your spot's there.
Yeah.
It's just on reserve right now because we got to get you back.
And we got perfect people filling the shoes right now, too.
We got guys, man. We got guys that are taking the challenge on and meeting it head on and doing what they're supposed to.
We talked about a few players there. For the first time in this show's history, we made a little history last week with the second time having homegrown players of the week.
Right.
Coach, we had 4 homegrown players of the week. I felt it was only right as the game was going on. Marcelino was joking with me on the broadcast saying,
right,
I'm glad I'm not in your shoes because you got the hardest job right now trying to pick who the player of the game is going to be.
Right.
And I was like, well, there's multiple players in the game for multiple phases of what they've been able to do.
Right.
And we had 4 homegrown players of the week this week. And this week, it's brought to you by our good friends at Allen Associates. And if you're looking for a reliable and experienced insurance agency that caters to all your needs, look no further than Allen Associates Insurance Services. With over 6 decades of experience under their belt, they specialize in health insurance, financial services, and accounting. And whether you're a part of the public or private sector, they've got you covered. Their family-owned business currently helps upwards of 300 groups throughout New Jersey, providing them with the best insurance options available. You can easily learn more and access all of their services by visiting their newly renovated website, which is linked in the description of both the audio and video versions of the show. So join the family and let them help you secure your future. Contact them today online or by calling 856-692-2250. That's 856-692-2250. If you go to Allen Associates, let them know that you're coming from Guzman's Gridiron, that we sent you. Let Corey know that you're coming from us because they love and support the show. So big thank you to Allen Associates.
Thank you, guys,
for being a proud partner here at Guzman's Gridiron. Coach, we had 4 homegrown players of the week for the first time.
Let's do it.
And we rattled them up. I felt like I was on Sunday Night Football. I was like, I feel like I need to be giving out game balls right now. We'll start with the quarterback because this is his first time this year. Elijah Calderon, 3 passing touchdowns. Brought in a 2-point conversion of his own, ran that in, and I thought that was very impressive. The way that he saw that open lane there, that really, he timed it perfectly. If he would have gone a second too soon or too early, I don't know if he would have gotten that ball across. But talk to me just, his performance. We mentioned a little bit ago how easily his best game of the season so far, but how do you see Elijah taking a game like this and building upon it now that in this season in particular, we know he's been capable of it in the past, but now he knows this year, hey, I'm capable of a game like this.
Yeah, his maturation process is not done. You got a young Elijah Calderon right now that's making some critical plays and some critical decisions. And, we're very thrilled to see his maturity level. It just keeps rising every week. Little by little, it just keeps rising. So he hasn't even peaked yet, Kyle. He hasn't even peaked yet. So it's nice knowing that he has a lot left in the tank. A lot's there. But the kid is a creature of habit with his studies. He makes sure that he stays in the playbook. He makes sure that he watches film on his opponent. He's remarkable in what he does at the young age he is. It's remarkable to see him work in the classroom. I'm talking the football classroom, not the classroom. This kid can break down film, man. He sees what defenses are giving him. He takes advantage of the opportunities the defense gives him. And then with mentors like Shelton, like Coach Fitton, sky's the limit for this kid, man. He hasn't scratched the surface at all.
100%. I mean, if he plays like that the rest of the year, look out, because this offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's. Listen, I know we've had some down games. It could be very easily us looking down the barrel of 3-2, right? However, 2 unlucky goes. We're what we are. We're 1-4. But don't overlook us 1-4.
Right.
Don't overlook us, because every week our coaches pour their hearts out on them practice fields. We stay behind our guys through thick and thin, and the kids do the same. They give us their all too, and it shows when we come together and have at it on game day.
And then Homegrown Player of the Week number 2 is another one who just had one hell of a game, and I was like, how can I not reward this player for his efforts? He was a Homegrown Player of the Week earlier this year.
Right.
Zyleek Travis, 2 receiving touchdowns, and then he ran a defensive route like he was the wide receiver on that route, comes up with an interception.
Yes.
It was the most in sync I think I've ever seen a high school corner run another receiver's route in a long time. He ran the route like he was the wide receiver for Clearview.
Right.
It was so impressive watching him just like, yeah, I know what this route is.
Well, that's another kid. Another
Film
buff,
junkie.
Film junkie. He loves studying his opponent, picking up little clues, little hints, maybe some disadvantages that opponent might have against him, and he takes full advantage of it. And it was on display this Friday. I mean, he was all over the field, offensively, defensively, special team. I mean, Zyleek's a player, man. He's one of our leaders, so kudos to him.
He's such a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
just
dude.
anywhere you put him,
Yeah.
he's going to make a play.
Yeah, he's going to excel. Doesn't matter what. We've put that kid in so many different positions defensively. All right. He's played, the jack position. He's played, the corner position. He's played our free safety. I mean, the kid's, he's a football guy. He's a football player, man. You just go ahead. Hey, Zyleek, we need you to be, the slot receiver today. There is no, oh, come on, coach. I'm a number 1. I want to be outside.
He's about to go be the number 1 slot receiver.
Yeah, it's like, in his mind, he's like, it's the number 1 doesn't have to be out there. I can be a slot and still go get it.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to go get it anyway.
Right.
I'm just inside now. No problem. He just takes it on like, all right, coach. It's never a conversation with him is what I'm telling you. It's never a, well, coach, can I talk to you real quick? I don't really play that. That's not my thing. I like to play that. It's, all right, coach.
He's always up for a challenge.
Yeah, 100%, man. That kid's a football player, man. So we're thrilled to have him, and what a day he had, man.
The next Homegrown Player of the Week,
We're on
also
number 3.
a 2-time Homegrown Player of the Week this season, C.J. Thomas.
Carlton.
2 rushing touchdowns, impeccable play on defense, just all over the field, making plays, and running the football like it's truly remarkable how week in and week out he just gets more and more impressive running the football in the backfield for you guys.
He's the total package, man. You want speed, you got it. You want power, you got it. You want somebody that's elusive, you got it. I mean, this kid is just a dynamite player, man. He's and the scary part with him also is he hasn't peaked.
Mm-hmm.
He gives us glimpses of whoa,
Where'd that come from?
yeah, where's this kid?
You got that in
Okay,
your bag?
Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, thank you. But he hasn't peaked yet, And then with the likes of Omar coming back, knock on wood this week. Georgie's back, right? It's going to be a nice trifecta there. It's going to be a nice little gathering in that backfield of guys that are going to up their play every week now. Because believe me, Omar knows what CJ can do. Now, Georgie knows what CJ can do, and vice versa. CJ knows what both of those guys can do. So it's only going to push that running back room to do even more phenomenal things. I'm expecting a lot from them three.
And CJ just has so much of one Coach T.O. in him. Just so much of, like, that vision, that never stopping, moving his
Forward,
feet.
right?
Even if he's got 8 guys on him.
Nope.
He's not stopping until that whistle is blown. And even then, you're going to have to, like, full send stop him.
Yeah.
And T.O. did that his whole time here, too.
Yeah. We love having Davon on staff. He's one of them quiet guys, that lead by example. But we love having him on staff. He's a great leader, great mentor for our kids. This is a guy that, is he was the cream of the crop when he was here. He's definitely cream of the crop as a coach for our kids, man. And I'm more than thrilled to have him on staff. He's just good for our guys, man.
And he just has to love seeing the way that these guys are running the football, too.
Dude, it's I have sidebars with T.O. and, he tells me, Coach, it feels good. It feels good to see that, what he's teaching these kids, they're applying it. And then it brings back, memories of when he was in that red and gray running the ball. But I always thank our guys, man, because they put a lot of heart and soul into this product of violent football. The hours that our guys put in, man, our coaches, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And they truly love what they do. They truly love the kids. The kids love them, man. And we're just rolling. We're going to roll on this high like that, man.
And our fourth but not final Homegrown Player of the Week this week, another 2-time Homegrown Player of the Week, back-to-back, in fact. George Figueroa III.
There he is.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 touchdowns, all 3 phases, 2 on special teams, 1 on defense, 1 on offense. It's like, what can George Figueroa III do for you?
Yeah.
He can do it all. He's Mr. Do It All. And my jaw was on the ground just watching him play last Friday, just with the pristine vision he had, running those punts back, running the interception back to the end zone, finding those lanes, directing traffic, having guys pick up blocks for him, and then doing his thing on offense and getting back into the swing of things there.
Yeah.
It was just one of the best performances I've seen from somebody wearing the red and gray in a long time.
Georgie is just a dynamic player, man. He's a dynamic player. He knows now that, when it comes down to X's and O's, we've got to execute. So his level of play has to go through the roof. Every week in, week out, he has to be as sharp as a Ginsu, and he knows that. And he's taking it on as a challenge. He knows that defensively he has to be there for us as well. He has to get a grasp of that defensive playbook. He's a dynamic player, and when he does that, good things happen. As you saw last week, they just kept happening. It just kept on happening.
It keeps going and going. He's the Energizer Bunny.
He's the Energizer Bunny. It was incredible to see him, but produce the way he did. But the coolest part was that smile on his face. It'll light up a room, man.
He took his helmet off this week for the post-game interview. He was good.
He's funny, man. He's funny. I love that kid. He's a funny character. He always hits me with the and I always send him away because he knows when he watches this stuff. He's always like he'll come up through the locker room, goes where my office is. There's a door there. He just looks at me, and I kind of like feel eyes looking at me, so I turn my head up, and he's like, Uncle Goose. I'm like, get out of here. Get out. I just send him out. And he walks away, crying, laughing. But special kid, man. I love the kid. He's a good one. He's one of the good ones.
We will put a bow on this Clearview win after our short commercial break. But on the other side, a little more talk about the win, will gear up for another road game against an Atlantic City opponent that who doesn't love a Cape Atlantic League rivalry matchup on a Thursday night, and much more. But don't go anywhere. You're listening to and watching Guzman's Gridiron right here on Underground Sports Philadelphia. Hey, everybody, quick ad break, and I want to talk to you about our amazing sponsor, Allen Associates. And if you are looking for a reliable and experienced insurance agency that caters to all your needs, look no further than Allen Associates Insurance Services. With over 6 decades of experience under their belt, they specialize in health insurance, financial services, and accounting. Whether you're a part of the public or private sector, they've got you covered. Their family-owned business currently helps upwards of 300 groups throughout New Jersey, providing them with the best insurance options available. You can easily learn more and access their services by visiting their newly renovated website, Allen Assoc, that's ALLENASSOC.com. So join the family and let them help you secure your future. Contact them today online or by calling 856-692-2250. That's 856-692-2250. Big thank you to Allen Associates for being a proud partner of Guzman's Gridiron.
Out here, strength isn't a choice. It's a way of life. And when your back carries the weight of generations, you need support that never gives out. In the city, the load's different, but the drive is the same. When every step matters, your knees shouldn't slow you down. And when the work is done, healing isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. At Family Medical Equipment, we build relief into every stitch, strap, and product. From the fields to the office to your journey back to full strength. Family Medical Equipment. Built to support. Made to last.
Hello, I'm Mayor Anthony Fanucci. Vineland, New Jersey offers both a great business location and an outstanding quality of life. But don't just take my word for it, the experts agree. We're proud to be recognized as a premier food processing and logistics hub, one of New Jersey's most affordable and desirable cities, and one of the best places to retire in the country. Visit vinelandcity.org and see how our resources can work for you. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you to our sponsors. And, Coach, to put a bow on the first win of the season in such just impeccable fashion, a couple things I wanted to bring up. And one of them, as the game progressed and we had a camera angle cut for us on the broadcast, I noticed one Rowdy Rooster was in attendance for our first road game, which was just a pleasant sight to behold. Who doesn't love seeing Rowdy at our football games?
Right.
But I wanted to bring forward the Rowdy theory to you. I don't know if this has made its way up your chain of command just yet.
Not yet.
So, our first 4 games of the season,
Right.
Rowdy was MIA, kind of on a milk carton. We didn't see Rowdy
Right.
the first 4 home games of the season.
Right.
Rowdy, out of the clouds, shows up out in Mullica Hill, New Jersey for the first away game.
Right.
We were 0-4 without Rowdy. We're 1-0 with Rowdy.
Right.
We're going to need Rowdy to be at every game the rest of the way.
Listen.
That is the Rowdy theory, everybody.
So that's very, very, I don't know. It's kind of like weird, but cool weird.
Makes you think.
It's a cool weird. It's a cool weird. I like it. Rowdy, come out, man. Every game from now on out.
It displays that school spirit we talk about.
Be there for our guys. Nah, listen, I'll tell you what. When it comes down to, the Rowdy Rooster, when it comes down to our cheerleading staff and the girls, they're just
incredible.
They're great, Kyle. They do a great job. Miss Broom, Carlos, they do a great job with the girls. amongst their other staff as well. Rowdy's rowdy. So
it was just so good to see Rowdy.
Yeah.
I was worried a little bit.
He thought that he wasn't going to make an appearance at all.
Where is my buff mascot pal? Rowdy, if you want to come up to the booth with me and Marcelino anytime.
Anytime. Rowdy, anytime.
But yeah,
they
the
do
Rowdy
a great
Fury,
job.
everyone.
I like it. Come out, please.
We'll be tracking that. I also wanted to bring to attention, and this is for Clearview, if anybody's watching, can we just give kudos to that marching band?
Right.
They were unbelievable during halftime. Like, I love our marching band too. Justin Feliciano and company do such a great job when they're able to perform and everything. They were great on Friday night. But watching Clearview perform, I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. It was like a feature-length soundtrack to Oz.
Right.
And Marcelino and I gave them a standing ovation from the booth. They were incredible. And whoever their band director is, I said I was going to bring this up on the show. Job well done.
Right.
They were one of the best high school bands I've seen in such a long time. And I think that's such a lost art when it comes to Friday night football and having the performances. I feel like that's part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
We're lucky that we get that with our marching band every single week.
Absolutely.
And it feels like it started to kind of fall off, but now it's starting to make a comeback. And I like seeing the band kids out there and performing because they put in just as much time and effort into their craft. And Clearview's marching band was sensational on Friday night.
Yeah, they were great. I must say also on top of that, listen, Coach Wilson, head coach for Clearview, and his staff, absolutely class act guys. Mm-hmm. Period. Just to give you a tidbit, that very next day on Saturday, Coach Wilson sent me a text to just check on Kaidyn. That means the world to me, man. And I if you are watching this, I already thanked him on the phone and his staff and his kids. But again, man, I'm going to tell you on this broadcast that I really appreciate what you did for myself, my staff, my kid, first and foremost. You guys were on the ball, and then to just have you go ahead and extend that olive branch, if you will, the very next day to just make sure he's okay. My brother, thank you so much. That means a lot to us as a coaching staff. That means a lot to Kaidyn's family. Again, a class act over there, man. And great guys.
Their program through, and we brought it up last week, that is one of our favorite places that we get to go simply because of that culture that they've instilled there.
Yeah, they have something really, like I told the coach, when we met at the 50-yard line there, right at the beginning of warm-ups, I told him, I said, you guys are good dudes, man. You guys are good dudes. And I definitely appreciate you. We exchanged numbers, and hopefully we'll keep on having this good relationship, from here on out. But just Class A guys over there.
100%. Obviously you bring up Kaidyn, and we'll get into our family medical equipment injury report here. Family Medical Equipment is a locally owned and operated family business focused on enhancing the quality of life within our community. Family Medical Equipment maintains a professional staff of technicians, licensed respiratory therapists, and registered nurses experienced in a wide variety of home medical equipment and supplies to ensure a premier quality of service. As a full home medical equipment company, they offer specialty equipment for pediatrics through geriatrics, and since 2001, Family Medical Equipment has been a trusted service throughout New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware for essential healthcare needs. Visit their Vineland retail shop at 106 West Landis Avenue, Unit 10, and experience the difference that a family business provides. You can also contact them via phone at 856-794-8050. And we thank Family Medical Equipment for being our official injury partner here this season of Guzman's Gridiron. Let's get into Kaidyn. That's obviously, priority number one, a scary scene nonetheless.
Yes.
But we were talking before the show. He's in with TD and Dara right now, bouncing back better than ever. And, that was just, incredible to hear, first and foremost, after seeing what happened on Friday night and just the uncertainty and the unknown of, what the next step was going to be. the fact that he's in return to play protocol right now, 5 days later, is unbelievable.
Kyle, let me tell you something, man. I've been in some situations, as a football coach. I've seen some things, man. But that particular night, it kind of puts everything in perspective in your life. What really matters, and I've always been about family. I've always been about the kids. The football thing is beautiful. I love the sport. I respect the sport. But my kids are first, man. Period. I can care less about the win, loss, whatever. There's so much more. There's so much more than just the win-loss. But again, some people just get caught up on wins and losses. Well, I'm not one of them. And in this case, Kaidyn ran his route, Superman dove, caught the ball.
Yeah.
He caught the ball. That was an unbelievable
I called it a touchdown.
It was a touchdown.
In real time, I was touchdown, and then...
It was a touchdown. And when the opposing Clearview player came, luckily they didn't collide head first.
Mm-hmm.
You see on film the Clearview kid, his head raised up just enough to slide over top of Kaidyn, and then the left knee hit the top of Caden's helmet as he slid over top of Kaidyn, which caused the world of wow to happen in front of us. Kaidyn started to seize. He was lifeless. His mom and dad were behind us as well. We all, myself, a couple of the coaches, his mom and dad, TD, Miss Dara, the paramedics all rushed the field. But he was in a bad state. I'm telling you, I have not seen that in all my years. I haven't seen anything like that. He was in bad shape. Lifeless. Then as he comes to, about 5-7 minutes of him going through this seizing, he laid on his back, eyes open. His mom, is calling his name. His father's calling his name, but he is not there. His eyes are wide open, but his arms are limp, his legs are limp. So in my thinking, I'm like, this can't happen, God. Like, please, man, take care of my boy, man. Just take care of him. That's all. Just please. The football thing, I can care less.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. If it's done, it's done. But just let him live a normal life and be okay. That's all I want, And then little by little, he started to come back. He sat up when they were telling him not to sit up. Of course, he's fighting to sit up, and then ultimately we move him over to the gurney, and then he got hauled off. And then about 40 minutes after he got hauled off, Glenn, his brother, who had just suffered the leg injury, against Eastern, says, "Hey, Coach, look." He turns the phone over, and there's Kaidyn with a smile on his face, sitting up. And I'm like, boy, you put the scare in my life. Are you okay? Like, talk to me, man. Please say something now. And he was like, I'm good, Coach. I was like, whoa. You had me on another planet, like just thinking and worrying. And I mean, it was just, and he was like, nah, I'm good, Coach. I was like, listen, rest up. Do whatever they tell you in there. I'll stay in contact with your mother and Miss Dara, and we'll handle everything, paperwork, all that stuff. Just worry about getting better.
Right.
And next day, the mom contacted me, Miss Dara, let us know that he's doing a lot better. No brain injury, no hemorrhaging, no no edema or any swelling in the brain. I was just thrilled, man. I just want him to be okay.
And you wonder, okay. How much of just the impact just caused a bodily shock.
Oh, that's what it was, man.
And that just triggered everything.
Yes, 100%. The impact was, again,
especially because, reminder, these are kids.
Yes, yes. So, you have a kid that's, going full speed for this ball, laying out like Superman. The other kid laid out to try to tackle.
Neither of them have full control of their bodies.
They're in the air at that time, and then kaboom. And then within seconds, the whole scene changes from I'm over there like, touchdown, what a catch, to my boy. throw the headsets, running out there. Things happen in football, man. That's why, it is a gladiator sport. When you come to play this sport, you got to understand that there can be a lot of things that could happen on that field. And ultimately, kudos to the Clearview's athletic training staff as well. Of course, TD and Dara, excellent job as always. Kudos to the paramedics over there that got to us and helped Kaidyn out. And then, of course, Inspira, man, they do a great job as well. One of our coaches actually works for Inspira, so Coach Alan Ecker. So he kept us also in tune about what's going on. So, we're just proud of that whole system. The system was brought together, and it made our kid whole again. So thank goodness for that.
100%, and hopefully everything's going good.
Yes.
Right now, obviously,
Yes.
too, and just, quality of life
Yes.
aspect of things, so
Yes.
that Kaidyn's good to go. How's Glenn doing?
Glenn's doing a lot better. He's actually you can't keep that boy. I'm like, Glenn, are you sure? Yeah, coach, I'm going to be at practice. I'm like, all right. He's hobbling around in his crutches. That kid is still Glenn. He's the life of the team. He's still Glenn, But again, he's actually outside right now with the team, and they're practicing, and he's watching. Of course, because he can't be, it's pretty much season ending for him. But like I said, his brother Kaidyn will be back. Again, play, a return to play protocol. He has to make sure that everything gets handled with TD and Miss Dara, along with the physician, and then they'll get the ultimate okay, and then he can
And I'm
come
sure
back.
you guys also want to just,
Oh, yeah.
kind of be on your P's and Q's as
Oh, yeah.
well, just as a staff, and being like, we're going to take this slow. And
Yeah. It'll be, and then ultimately, his parents have the
Right.
final say. That's the glue that keeps everything together. So if his parents at the end say, Kaidyn, this isn't what we want for you, then guess what? Kaidyn, you can always come with he can't even wear his jersey. I told him this. I told him the other day, I said, Kaidyn, by the way, you can't wear your jersey anymore. He's like, what? I said, they cut that thing off, man. They cut it off. So don't worry about number 4. You can make another number special. Don't worry about the number. We got another jersey for you. So he started laughing. He goes, I know, coach. I was like, yeah, sorry, buddy. No more number 4. So
we talked a little Omar working his way back.
Yes.
Feels like it could be
This week,
Thursday
yeah.
night, which is a great sign. He's
Yes.
obviously been missed on both sides of the ball, and
Yes.
getting him back will be a huge lift for you guys, just from a
Absolutely.
depth perspective, and
Mhm.
filling in for some absences as well.
Yes.
How's everybody else doing along the injury report? I know we've been banged up for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it feels like some guys are on the mend. We're getting a little more clear kind of sight of where some guys are. What's the injury status of some of the guys that have missed some time?
A lot of the guys, they have just nagging injuries that are just there, Ben Torres, Rojas Torres, that little nagging knee thing, Justin, the little nagging hip thing, Zincraft, the shoulder, Adonai, his groin. There's just nagging injuries that are still there, still present. And like I tell my kids, you're never going to be 100% playing football. You're just not, man. So you gotta do all the therapy that TD and Miss Dara have for you. Take advantage of that, and then make sure that you manage everything at home as well, with how you hydrate, with how you go ahead and if you need to stretch or whatever exercises extra that TD and Miss Dara give them to do at home. They just got to be on the ball, man, to make sure that the inflammation in the area stays as low as possible, and they can get through, an event such as a football game come, game night.
And obviously Aiden still out with the knee injury.
Yeah, I want that boy back in the lineup. You have no idea, man.
Robbie Bono, I saw him
Bono
yesterday.
with the
He's still
boot.
in the boot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got guys that are still banged up, but like I tell them, I'm not rushing these kids back just for, if you have him back, then you can win some games. Well, I'm not that type of coach,
Right.
man. I can care less. I want my kids to be healthy, man. I tell Aiden, he's an ultimate player, an ultimate player. So he wants to be on the football field. His knee can be swollen, 3 times the size of his leg. He wants to be on the football field. I get it. I was a competitive dude too. I get it, right? But I told him, I looked at him, I said, Aiden, I don't want you to be 40, 50 years old with a permanent limp. And all of a sudden you have grandkids and this, that coming to you. And you have a permanent limp now, and you're holding your grandson or granddaughter. Like, come on, man. Like, I want you to be good for your life, man. So let's do all the modalities that TD and Mistara have for you. Do everything the doctor asks you to do. And if they have to go in and do whatever type of cleaning up of your knee or whatever, then they got to do it, man. Because I'm not going to risk you losing that knee for a couple games of football, man. That's not going to happen, man.
And even at the end of the day, too, even if it's not even a tendinitis is nothing to mess around with. And even at his age, like, that can be debilitating.
Yeah. And like I said, ultimately, I want my guys to enjoy their football prowess. However, sometimes we've got to save them from themselves. It's one of the things that my old coach and Coach Lancetta used to say. Sometimes we got to save you kids from yourselves because you're ultimate competitors. So you're going to hide an injury. You're going to do whatever it is to go ahead and just play. But lo and behold, that injury now you may have made that much worse.
You hear it at the NFL level, like when guys are like this past Super Bowl, like Brandon Graham and Nolan Smith were playing with torn triceps.
Yeah.
And now Nolan Smith is on IR again because he re-aggravated those triceps.
Yeah. I mean, speaking on that, look at Pop. A lot of people didn't know that he had, his rib was broke.
Right.
Like,
look at Jamil with his knee.
Like, there's a lot of guys that try to mask these things, but then what happens is that broken rib is not going to get, or that messed up knee that Jamil, it's not going to get any better if you keep on playing.
Right.
You're going to get cracked and hit by somebody, and now, you just re-cracked it.
Or you're going to get cracked and hit by yourself just doing something everyday life.
Yeah, moving quick or something to grab something.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
It's not fun. And I understand the gladiator mentality. I understand it because, when I played, I had it. But, again, sometimes you got to protect the kids from themselves. And in this case, that's what I'm doing. That's what the coaching staff is doing. And it's nice because in conjunction with the trainers and, our players' parents, it makes it all worthwhile at the end when they come back.
100%. Lengthy injury report there. On the other side, we're going to take another quick break. We'll preview Atlantic City, kind of get the vibe of the locker room after win number 1 of the season as well. So we'll be back on the other side, but don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Guzman's Gridiron right here on Underground Sports Philadelphia.
The Vineland Municipal Utilities is committed to helping your business succeed. As a community-owned utility, our focus is on service, not profit. From site planning to powering your operations, we can help you achieve your strategic goals. Whether it's a customized cost analysis of your usage needs, engineering support to ensure a smooth interconnection, or offering lower rates than neighboring utilities, we want to be your partner in creating an environment for long-term success. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Welcome back, everybody. Big thank you to our sponsors and coach. Another road game, but that doesn't mean we're not going to miss our favorite city, and that is the city of Vineland, one of our sponsors here at Guzman's Gridiron. And like we've been mentioning to you guys all season long, a reminder, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the new Vineland Convention Center. You may be asking, what is the Vineland Convention Center? It's the old Amish Market building. It's been renovated, and it's being turned into a convention center that's going to be an amazing spot in downtown Vineland that I'm very excited to see. On Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you're going to be able to meet the likes of Melissa Joan Hart, yes, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Plus, fan favorite stars like Dan Parent, the legendary Archie's comic artist and writer, Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, Splinter, and Baby Sinclair, and Keith Williams, the iconic comic book inker from Marvel, and more. Comics, cosplay, collectibles, and over 6,000 fans. You can visit gscfvineland.com for all the details. Again, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the new Vineland Convention Center Saturday, November 15th and Sunday, November 16th. Visit gscfvineland.com for all the details. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. Another road game, Coach, as we head to Atlantic City, but coming off of win number 1 of the year, what's the vibe in the locker room? What's the first victory Monday feel like for you guys as you come back to school after the weekend? How are the guys in the locker room? What's the energy there knowing, like, hey, we got win number 1. It's in the win column. Now let's build upon it.
The kids are all excited, man. They, with JV and freshmen this past week winning 28-0 and 48-0, and then varsity 49-6. Everyone's juiced up, man. Everyone's juiced up. Locker room is just, very happy to go on and practice for this upcoming game in Atlantic City, and maybe turn some heads that game. I know that Coach Keenan is going to have, that's my buddy, man, great dude. He's going to have them kids more than prepared. So we got our work cut out for us on all phases. Keenan is Coach Keenan is a guy who's really into his X's and O's and execution on all phases, as are we. So it's going to be a chess match. The person who makes the most mistakes is probably going to wind up with DL. So we're going to try to come as mentally tough and mentally prepared as possible, as well as physically prepared for that game.
You took the words right out of my mouth because I know you and Coach Keenan are very close.
Yeah.
What's a week like this for you, knowing that you're preparing to coach against one of your very close friends, and you did it earlier in the season against Coach Volpe? What are those weeks like for you, and knowing you see those names on the schedule when the schedule drops and it's all put together and everything, but when that week rolls around, I'm sure it feels a little bit different because now you're preparing for it, but knowing that you get to have that coaching chess match against one of your close friends, what is that dichotomy like for you to kind of just prepare for, knowing how well he knows you, knowing how well you know him, and what goes into that preparation with that added juice to it?
I'll tell you what, for me, it's not what people may think. It's I respect these guys, they respect me, and ultimately it feels good because I'm going into a house where I know what I'm facing. You understand what I mean? I know this gentleman. He's a great dude, just like Volpe. It's my guy, great dude, and all we have is respect for the game first and foremost, and respect for one another. So I know at the end of the day, he's a class act. I'm a good dude as well, and we're gonna go ahead and see what comes about come Friday, man. Whoever's the best prepared, whoever makes the least mistakes, is going to come out with that W.
Going to Atlantic City, I believe second time in 3 years that we're playing at Atlantic City, and I think they've been on the schedule the last 4 years.
Yes.
Which is always exciting. I love seeing the old Cape Atlantic League rivalries pop up on the schedule when they're available. Just preparing for a team, like you said, Coach Keenan has that team always dialed. They are on their P's and Q's. No matter what talent level they have, they are always, dialed in and play very mistake-free football. What is, the message to our guys in the locker room to prepare for a team that is kind of ultra prepared every single year, every single week? They're coming into this one, I believe, 4-1.
Yes.
On their home turf as well, so they get that home ocean breeze and everything down in Atlantic City. What's kind of the message to this group coming off of win number 1, feeling good about it but not being satisfied?
No, I always tell my kids, stay hungry, be hungry. They know that the task at hand is a big task. This team is a well-coached team in Atlantic City. They have some athletes out there at wideout. They have athletes in that backfield. The quarterbacks, both of them are athletes. I mean, they're loaded, man. We know what we're facing. So therefore, we're going to go ahead, and I know that Coach Smith is going to be dialing up some beautiful things on defense. I know that Coach Fitton and Coach Shelton will be dialing up their offensive plays. But, we're just going to go in, make sure that we have the word execution totally ingrained in our minds, and discipline. We're gonna play discipline football. We're gonna play physical football, and ultimately we're gonna go ahead and execute on all three phases of the game. So it's gonna be a good game to watch.
I feel like in a matchup like this, field position, and this is every game, but in a game like this, field position is going to matter so much.
Right.
How pivotal is it going to be for you guys to get into spots on the field when you're moving the ball, and say Atlantic City comes up with a stop, but you guys being in range for Brett Brosh to be able to kick field goals?
Listen, I have no problem, and Coach Henry, if he was here, he'd tell you. The kid's got a leg on him, and I'm not afraid to pull the trigger to go ahead and go for a field goal or anything like that with Brett. So, if the opportunity presents itself, and us as a coaching staff feel as though that we can go ahead and let this one go through the uprights, and we're going to go ahead and let it go through the uprights. Other than that, I mean, we're looking to play, clean, physical football, and make sure that we do whatever it takes within the rules of play to come back home with a W.
Brett did love my nickname on the broadcast for him, Brett Curry with the shot, boy. So let's see if he can hit some threes there, Brett Curry.
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, I think field position is going to be such a key aspect of a matchup like this, where
Absolutely.
Atlantic City just, like you said, have the talent on offense.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring it to you on defense. Being able to control the line of scrimmage is going to be such a pivotal key point to this game for whoever's going to come away with a win.
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility being put on our O-line, D-line. We've got to dominate the trenches and make sure that we keep their playmakers in check. Because, again, this team is a team that in Atlantic City that they can open up a whole can on you real quick with the offensive firepower they have. So we have got to limit any type of big plays. We got to have everything play in front of us. And all 11 has defensively got to be flying to the ball. And our offense has to execute. Execute to a T. So there's a lot of responsibility put on the front lines, both offensively and defensively.
How much of pregame warm-up, pregame practicing is going to be pivotal for you guys in the passing game and the kicking game, knowing that when you're down by the shore, that wind can pick up and be a factor in the game, and with it being Atlantic City's home field, they're accustomed to it. They get to practice there. They get to play with that, ocean air and that wind kicking in whenever it decides to. How much emphasis do you guys kind of, attention to detail-wise when you guys are warming up, say, hey, let's pay attention to kind of just the wind patterns a little bit, know that if we're going this way, you're going to have to put a little bit more on the ball, you're going to have to kick the ball a little extra, and just be cognizant of the elements.
Yeah, again, our coaching staff does a great job of making sure that our kids are in tune with their surroundings. So, it's going to be another day in the office for us. We're going to go there. We always get to our venue 2 hours early. Specialists will be out there by it's a 6 o'clock kickoff, so specialists will be out there by 4:15. The rest of the team will be out there by 4:45. And then it's just a matter of us going ahead and making sure that the kids understand what's at hand and then executing, period.
We've done a good job the past couple of weeks, Coach, calling some players out for who we want to see step up. Who's making Goose's list this week for the call-out sheet?
For the call-out sheet, well, I have one in particular that better listen this week. Because if he doesn't listen this week, I think I'm going to pull my chin hairs out. Not even my hair on my head, just my chin hairs. Xavier Alvarado.
What a game he had last week.
Yeah, he worked it. Listen, that's a kid. That's a perfect example of a kid that found his way from being a starter to being a bench player to becoming a starter again. If that doesn't tell you or show you that ultimately we're doing what's best for our team. It's like a car, right? So car has parts, right? So if a part isn't working that good in the car, you've got to change that part. It's the same for any team. If the piece that you have on that field isn't working up to snuff, you have to remove that piece and allow for another person to get an opportunity to display their talents. And there's nothing wrong with that. And Xavier found that to be so because, first of all, I'm a man of my word. If I tell you that you can earn your way back, you can earn your way back. You're not going to get relieved of your duties forever. You just got beat.
Mm-hmm.
You got beat out by this young man. That's all. It's not to say that you can't beat him out again for your spot again, and that's what he did. So I'm very proud of Xavier. But I'm expecting him, and he knows what I'm talking about. This is a little sidebar me and him had, to make sure that he stays in his lane on kickoff, and he makes sure that he watches film defensively and offensively, does all the little things right. That's what I'm expecting from Xavier. But he should have another good game. Someone else that I'm looking at to have a game that again, I'm waiting for it. I keep saying it every week. Zincraft. Aiden's a great kid. High motor, the whole nine. But I want to see him put together a highlight reel. Offensively and defense, both. Another guy that I would like seeing, step up is Justin, man. I know that he had that hip issue. It's looking a lot better now. He's been going to TD and Miss Dara getting therapy. So I'm really expecting Justin to have a phenomenal outing come Atlantic City this Friday.
I'll add one to the pot too, because it feels like week over week he's gotten better and better ever since Marcelino and I saw his name on the updated roster.
Okay.
That's number 28, Tommy Profit.
Tommy Profit. That is a good one.
One of my favorite names on this roster, simply because Profit is an incredible last name.
Right.
And he's been cashing in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He's been awesome. And, we talk about him pregame, and it's like, boom, there he is. There's number 28 making a play, making a tackle, bringing a running back down, first contact. I feel like he's right there, ready to have, that breakout performance, and this could be a huge game for him.
I like that. Tommy's a great kid. You're talking about a freshman now who's playing out of his mind. He really is. He's earned his spot. It wasn't given to him. He's earned it. And ultimately, he's been performing, man. He's been performing.
He's so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. He's high motor, high intensity.
Long arms.
Yep. He's everything you want. The one thing that, that I always tell him when we talk sidebar, I'm like, I need you to eat more, man. I need you to eat more. I said, you got all the skill. I just need you to eat more. Because he looks at me, he's like, I am eating. I was like, more. Need you to eat more.
You're like Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
more.
But as far as his play, the kid is dynamic, man. He shows you week in and week out that he can handle the responsibilities as a freshman at the varsity level.
Yeah, he's been exceptional and so much fun to watch so far through the first few weeks of the season. What's the keys to the game for you guys? What are some things that you're just honing in on after watching some film, preparing on a short week, coming off of a win, and getting ready for a very tough opponent?
Again, we've got to make sure that we stop the run game. They have a tough running back, AC, very hard to bring down. One guy's not going to do it. This is a guy that you need to gang tackle. And stopping the extensions of the run play in their bubble screens, in their, halfback screens. We've got to stop the extension of the run plays. And then ultimately making sure that we do on the back end, as far as our D-backs are concerned, making sure that we're aligned right, that we know our assignment, and we know our responsibility, man. So as far as adjustments. So, again, Those are going to be our keys to ultimately, and of course, execute on all three phases. So those are going to be our keys to go ahead and have a successful outing against Atlantic City.
It's going to be a fun one. But before we give you all the details of the broadcast and everything, this week, Coach, it came out. I wanted to get your thoughts because I feel like this is speaking your language. In your team's hometown, Santa Clara, Super Bowl 60, Bad Bunny halftime performer for the Super Bowl.
Huh? What?
Our good friend Isaiah Pacheco's good friend, Bad Bunny,
Okay.
is the Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
Yes. I'm like, wait. Yeah, that's
It's
right.
in
Bad
Santa
Bunny,
Clara.
Bad Bunny.
At
They
the
get
49ers Stadium.
paid. Coming to my stadium. Sorry, Pop. I love you, but you know what it is. He knows. I'm a Niners fan to the day I die, but I'm a Pop fan forever, man. I love it. I think
It's so cool.
I think it's great for, the fact that he's one of the reggaeton artists, right? That are now gonna get put into a huge spotlight. So it's beautiful for the island of Puerto Rico. It's beautiful for our culture, man. It's me being Puerto Rican myself. It's really nice to know that we have representation now at a national level. In that Bad Bunny will be going ahead and hosting the halftime show. So kudos to Bad Bunny, man. Kudos to of course Cuzzo and going over there and meeting with him, and he treated him very, very well. I mean, Bad Bunny and his crew were just great people. They treated Isaiah very, very well over there, and Isaiah's father and family. They treated them all well, man. So, yeah, I think it's an awesome thing for Latinos in general, but for the island of Puerto Rico, it's beautiful, man. You see, in our culture, we have so much. We're culture driven, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like instilled in our heart, So that flag means a lot to us. It really does. And when we have one of our own up on stage at a national level like that, I guarantee there's going to be an influx of numbers as far as watching the Super Bowl. It's going to go through the roof.
Bananas.
Because the whole island's going to be behind that.
I mean, just look what he just did with his residency.
Out of
that
control.
Was in Puerto Rico.
Out of control. And he shut it down for the people just of PR. So people were traveling there however they can get there to get to the thing. He did it in such a way that he created so much revenue for the island in 1 week. It covered everything for like 2 years.
Yep.
It was like over $500 and something million.
Brought Mark Anthony out on stage for the finale show.
Just he's moving mountains for the island, and as little as that island is, there's so much love and so much culture there that kudos to him for bringing that out into live stage. And I know he's going to bring some crazy. It's going to, in my opinion, I can only see it this way. He's going to make sure that our culture is on display. There's going to be probably some Taino Indian figures or, anything with our bloodline makeup, and ultimately giving kudos to what? America as a whole, right? Because we know we're a territory of a Commonwealth of America, right? So he's going to bring all that into conjunction to cause unity, man. It's not about just, Puerto Rican guy, Puerto Rico. No. He knows what's at stake.
And he's already the most downloaded artist of all time on Spotify.
Yeah. The guy's
and we've
making
seen what
waves.
the halftime shows since Apple Music took over as the premier sponsor of it, what it does for your numbers on Apple Music and your album downloads and sales and everything. Like, it's going to go nuclear.
It's going to be bananas. That might be a halftime show they talk about for a long time. Like
coming off of one that we've talked about for almost a year now with Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, Kendrick Lamar killed it, period. He a lot of people had no idea what that halftime show really meant.
Mm-hmm.
But as the time went on, people started to understand and realize, wait, this is a message, a very deep message. That if you only took your time to really figure out what Kendrick Lamar and his entourage, went ahead and dug into crates to present to the world, then you really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't understand. So then you're gonna blow it off as whatever. It was some, I don't know, it was something, Uncle Sam was there, I don't know. Just relax and really see it with open eyes, and then you start to get the picture.
Yep.
Because he put together a hell of a puzzle, man, Kendrick Lamar. So what an act that was. And I only wish, Bad Bunny and his entourage to do the best, absolute best job they can possibly do and one up the last guy, if they can.
100%. And I think
Kendrick did a hell of a job.
The thing that blew my mind, because I've been a huge Bad Bunny fan for a long time, realizing he's only my age, blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, how is he only 31?
Yeah.
He feels like he's been in the cultural zeitgeist for a while now.
Right.
But the fact that he's that young and doing all of that has no precedent.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to watch and see. And all that's going to bring even more light to the fact you didn't have this population watching football. But now, because Puerto Rico, I'm going to tell you, again, I know my culture, right? Boxing, number 1. Baseball, very closely, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got basketball, and then soccer, and then all the other sports. But football has never been – there is no – I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
On the island, you don't really see that. So now with this exposure – with the Pops of the world going over there making commercials, right, on the island.
It's still so crazy seeing him every week on my TV for those Hispanic Heritage commercials.
It's
him,
cool,
Victor Cruz. I'm like, I know him.
Yeah, it's neat, man, because it's bringing a lot of exposure, right, to the beautiful game of football, American football, man. So I mean, I'm really excited to see what Bad Bunny and his entourage are gonna do for the halftime show this year. And again, man, it's just gonna make waves on the island for young kids to say, oh, okay, maybe that's a sport that I can tackle. No pun intended. Maybe that's something that I can do. And it's not just boxing. It's not just baseball on the island. It's not just basketball. Wait. Maybe somebody might go ahead and do what Carmelo Anthony did, right? And donate, where in La Perla, right? It's a section of Puerto Rico and San Juan where, it's housing projects, right? But Carmelo Anthony did what? Him having Puerto Rican blood in him, he went ahead and donated a basketball court over there, which is kept immaculately clean, immaculate. Maybe one of these football players like an Isaiah Pacheco or, like a Victor Cruz, who knows? Like one of these guys from the island can go ahead and donate a football field to the kids. And maybe that'll start a grassroots program over there on the island where some football players will be born. Who knows?
It's going to be awesome. You know what else is going to be awesome, Coach? 6 p.m. Thursday night down in Atlantic City.
6 p.m.
Not 7 this week. 6 p.m. kickoff at Atlantic City,
Yes.
Atlantic City High School. Yours truly and Marcelino Ojeda on the call, Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel. Tune in. Come out to the game, but if you can't, you can always watch it on the broadcast on the YouTube channel. So be sure to tune in there. Any final thoughts, Coach, going into this week?
I just want to see my kids perform at an optimum level. I want them to play hard, play together, and ultimately execute on all 3 phases so that we could have the best chance possible of coming out with this W.
Be sure to subscribe to Guzman's Gridiron wherever you get your podcasts. You can watch the show every game day eve on the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. It premieres like live TV, and then it's available to watch whenever you want at your leisure on the channel once the premiere is concluded. So be sure to subscribe there as well and click that bell icon so you know when the premiere goes live. And, of course, follow Vineland Football on social media, and you can follow Underground Sports Philadelphia as well to see our homegrown players of the week every single week with their post-game interviews. And big thank you to RJ Franceschini for loaning us some photos to use of our players as well. But, Coach, best of luck against Atlantic City.
You,
hopefully we're sitting right back here next week, going into our bye week, talking about another win and resting up in the back to tanks like it's Star Wars during the bye week, getting everybody healthy, ready to go once Highland rolls around the following week.
I like it. Let's get it.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you next week. But as always, go Vineland.